Go.
Hey guys, this is Brian and Steve with another episode of BS Bassin.
Alright guys, today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be installing a second PowerPole Blade Edition on a 2017 Nitro Z19 Z Pro package. As you can see, we already have it on the one side. We're going to be installing it on the second side, and this is going to be mounting straight to the step back plate or jack plate.
So what do you want to do first? You want to lay out everything that you're going to need. All the little bolts that come in the kit, all the little washers, and all the little nuts. It just makes it a lot easier once you have an overview of the project. First thing we're going to mount is the actual mounting plate for the power pole. It is very simple to do. What you're going to need to do that, you're going to need two 9/16 wrenches. You're going to need a 9/16 socket. You're going to need a 3/8 ratchet. You're going to need a 3/4 inch socket with a 1/2 inch ratchet. Don't forget your torque wrench, torque everything to specs. And you're going to need two 3/4 inch wrenches.
Alright guys, so we're behind the boat now. We do have the motor supported, and the next step is to remove this plate off of the motor. To do that, we're going to remove these two bolts. They are 3/4 inch. You want to just break them loose and then either use your ratchet or a ratcheting wrench to take them out the rest of the way. And this is a Slide Master plate, so on the inside there is a threaded plate as well. You want to make sure you hold on to that when you take your second bolt out of here so it does not fall down. You can discard your original hardware and this plate here because you're not going to use it with the new plate that's going on, as well as the new mounting hardware. Now that it's completely loose, support the inside threaded bracket. You will be reusing that bracket. I know you couldn't see that, but this is the inside bracket. You can see it's threaded, and this is going to go back inside the same exact way it came out.
So guys, what are you going to need for this beginning of this project? You're going to need your mounting bracket. You're going to need your inner slide plate where the bolts are actually going to thread into. You're going to need your two 1/2 inch by 3 1/4 inch bolts. You're going to need the actual large washers that come with the kit. And then you're going to need two of your nylon end nuts.
So here we go and mount it. We're going to put this on first loose and make sure that it's symmetrical to the other side, just to make sure that, you know, one power pole is not looking crooked compared to the other. Alright, the next step here, we're going to try to get this in the same position as the other side, which we notice this notch on the other side is just above the plate itself. So we're going to slide this up. Put down a little. Right there.
I think right there.
Yeah. We're going to leave this here. We're going to double check with the other side, make sure things are at the right angles. Alright guys, so we have it in position and we only have the threaded plate on the back behind it. Now we have to add the 1/2 inch nuts that are nylon lock nuts on the back, on the inside of the plate.
Alright guys, now what we're going to do is we're going to actually torque it down to spec. We want to start with the lower torque amount, so we're going to do 50 foot-pounds to start, and then we'll work our way up to the 80 foot-pounds. Got it?
Mm-hmm. Alright guys, everything's torqued down. Our next step is going to be to attach the power pole to the bracket.
Alright guys, now we're ready to install the actual power pole itself. It's a lot easier if you have two people to help you. So what comes in the kit, there's 4 additional bolts. You can't mismatch them. You have your bolt, you have 2 washers, a nylon nut, and the way you want to do this is one of the actual washers is 2-sided. It has rubber on it. The rubber end you want pointing out when you put it on the bolt, and it's kind of a pain in the butt to put it on at first. Just like that, and you'll go through, you're gonna do your washer, and then you're gonna actually do your nylon nut at the end. So let's put this baby on.
Alright guys, so now what I'm going to do to make sure that this power pole is symmetric to the other power pole is I've already measured on the other side from the top of the power pole to the power pole mounting bracket above this bolt as well as above this bolt. And then I measured on the side the distance from the power pole bracket to the bracket that mounts to the jack plate next to this bolt as well as next to this bolt. I'm just going to verify that this side has the same dimensions. From there, we will torque down the bolts and mount it permanently to the bracket. Alright, we are exactly where we want to be. Now we're going to tighten these bolts down. This is where the 9/16 wrench and socket come into play.
Alright, so we have the power pole actually mounted. There's no torque specs in the system. Alright guys, we have our power pole mounted. What we're going to do next, we're going to torque them down. There's no actual specs in the system, but just from being a previous mechanic, we're going to put them right around 40 foot-pounds. Okay. Okay. Oop. Okay.
Alright, everything is mounted. We know that our power pole is straight, or at least symmetrical to the other side. The next step that we're going to do is run the hydraulics. We are going to have to mount the motor in the back of the boat as well. Alright guys, in this step you're going to need a 9/64 drill bit, a drill. There's 4 screws to mount the mounting bracket down to the inside of the boat. You have 2 bolts to mount the HPU unit to the bracket as well as a rubber insulator or isolator. And then you also have 2 of the washers with rubber on them for the back side of the HPU as well. Alright guys, in this step we're going to figure out where we want to mount our HPU unit. What I did was I loosely mounted it to the bracket so that I know not only will the bracket have room to mount, but also since the reservoir fits over the side, we're not going to hit anything with the reservoir. So I'm going to put this in there, find out exactly where I want it, and then mark the 4 holes of where I'm going to be drilling the 9/64. Alright guys, I hope you could see in there. I know it's dark, but I have determined that that is going to be the best location for me to mount this. It will be hard to fill the reservoir. I'll have to use a funnel with a tube on it to fill the reservoir if I ever have to top it off or flush the fluid. But I believe this is out of the way. It's not going to take up any more room in my battery storage compartment of my boat in case I want to upgrade to 3 or 4 more batteries. What we're doing now is we're going to mark the 4 holes with a permanent marker. And this is very difficult to see in here, but I'm just going to feel with it with my hand for where the hole is and then mark it with the marker. I have the front 2 marked. What I'll be able to do now is take the HPU unit off of the bracket and then line those 2 marks back up, mark the back 2 marks, and then drill my 4 holes. Alright guys, what I did here, I removed the original HPU unit for the first power pole, and this way I was able to see where my holes were. As you can see, when I was trying to mark them with just putting it in there and using the marker, there's a lot of lines on there. I wasn't able to really mark it up good. But what I did do is I lined these up. Now I'm going to be able to drill the holes and get everything in there with stuff out of the way opposed to fighting with everything. Alright, the next step, we're actually going to pre-fill the HPU unit before we mount it to the bracket and then mount it into the boat. We're filling that right up to the max fill line. Now we're going to mount it to our bracket. Per the instructions, you have a rubber insulator between the HPU unit and the bracket itself. Alright guys, what I'm going to do here after these drills are holed, I notice on this plate they use some clear silicone. I'm going to inject the silicone into the holes and then I'll also put some on the screws before they are fully tightened down. Now we're going to place our new HPU unit with the mounting bracket in position. Before I put these 4 screws in, I'm going to put a little silicone on top where they're going to go. I will get all 4 started before I tighten them down. Alright guys, so we got that mounted in. I have the wiring off to the side over here. We're not going to do that yet. Our next step is going to be routing the actual hydraulic lines to here from the power pole. Alright guys, the next step is to drill the holes in the boat. I am going to be doing it very close to where the other power pole hydraulic lines are coming through. And what I did also is make sure that on the inside of your battery storage, you don't have anything there. You don't have any live well hoses or bilge pump hoses going through there that you're going to hit when you come through. So the next step, I'm actually going to start with a smaller drill. They call for a 11/32 hole before you put these inserts and then put the lines through. But what I want to do so I don't chip up the paint around the hole is I'm going to start with a smaller hole and then work my way up. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start in reverse so that I kind of burn into the top layer of the gel coat of the boat, and then I'll go forward, hoping that I don't chip the gel coat as I go. Now I'm through the gel coat. And if you notice, I wasn't applying any pressure except for when I was in reverse, just to get through that top gel coat. I'm going to do these both simultaneously in stages, working my way up with the size of the drill bit. That was a 1/8 diameter hole. The next size hole will be right about 1/4 inch. It's actually a 6 millimeter, so 236. I'm still going to start out the same way, working with the drill in reverse, just to get through a little bit of that top gel coat, and then going forward without any pressure. That drill bit really quick. And the last drill bit size is the 11/32. This is going to be the largest of the drill bits. This one's probably going to bite really fast compared to the last one as well. That one there I actually went through 100% in reverse just to prevent any more of this gel coat cracking. And that seems to have worked very well. We got rid of almost the entire crack on this one. This one moving in forward actually did chip out a little bit more. Alright guys, now we put the grommets in. Got some silicone on these, and we'll wipe the excess silicone off once it's through the hole. That silicone, you want to wipe it off right away so that it doesn't adhere and then end up having to scrape it off or anything. Once you get these started, you tap them in with something. I advise not using a hammer. I'm just using my palm. They're not that tight. If you slip with a hammer, it's going to look a lot worse than if you slip with your palm. That there should be a nice tight fit. And you'll notice these ones here, how nice and clean they look, opposed to the ones that were already installed on the boat. This was not as good of a job as these two holes here. Always be careful, as well as notice you can't see any of the gel coat chipping on the one hole that didn't cut as nicely. And then this one cut perfect. It's good, it's sealed, and now we'll run our hydraulic lines. Alright guys, so now we're going to run the hydraulic lines. We're going to run one at a time. Make sure these don't get tangled up or twisted up. We're going to run over here, under, and then through the hole. There is a cap on the end of it that's going to keep debris from getting in during your install. You're going to have to take that off to slide it into the hole. And we're going to slide it in the hole, and then Steve will be able to guide it on the other end and put that cap back on until we're able to make the connections to the HPU unit. We'll follow the same route for the next one. One thing to note is we're leaving enough room here so that when the power pole is fully extended or fully up, there won't be too much slack on the line, but also enough slack that when it's down or up, we're not pulling on any of these hoses. We will zip tie them away to the power steering unit here, or lines here as well, just to keep them routed nice and not flopping all around.
Alright guys, so what we want to do next is we're going to hook up our lines to the actual motor. So what you want to do is put your nut on first, and then you want to put your compression fitting on after. Now you want to make sure that this part seats into the motor as far down as it can go before you can actually start screwing the compression fitting down. Now you want it tight, but you don't want to go too crazy. And you want to do it the same one, you want to leave the cap on until you actually get the line and the fitting into the actual motor.
Alright guys, what we're doing now is we're running the wiring back to the battery from the HPU unit. We already have wiring from the first HPU unit that was in the boat when I bought it. And we're going to follow that along the inside channel here. There's a couple spots where we can tie the wires up, and we're going to bring it all the way over to the battery. One thing to mention is make sure you leave a little room at the battery itself, as well as leave a little room by the HPU unit. If you ever have to disconnect that and move it out, you have a little bit of room to pull your wires, as well as they're not tight and rubbing on anything. As I run the wires along this back channel, I'm going to leave the zip ties a little loose in case I need to pull the wires before I connect them finally to the battery. Alright guys, so I have everything loosely wired all the way to the battery. One thing to do, and I've already done it, I've removed the fuse from here, so when we make our connections to the battery, that HPU unit isn't going to kick on or do anything funny for us until we're ready to. So take the fuse out of there, keep this on so you're not getting any debris in there, and the next step, we're going to crimp, one on each side, our battery connectors. You're going to make sure these connections are really good and tight, not loose, not going anywhere. Alright guys, both terminals have been applied to the wiring. I'm going to use a heat gun. Purpose of this is to get a nice seal of the wire so no water is getting into your terminal. Alright, so we have that. As you guys know, hopefully, you want to connect your positive first and then your negative. Alright guys, so now we have all the connections at the battery done. The only thing we don't have in there is the fuses in both of the wiring for the HPU units.
Alright, so what we're going to do now, guys, is we're going to reconnect our fuses, and then we're going to start going through the bleeding process.
Both units currently have the green light flashing on the top.
Now what Brian's going to do is he's going to go on the unit that we just installed, and he's going to press the up and down button for roughly about 10 seconds. And during this time you're going to hear a high-pitched whining noise. It's going to bleed all the air out of the unit. Now one of the reasons we did move the boat forward is the actual unit itself is going to go down in the up and down position. And just as a secondary precaution, we're not sure if the previous people that installed the other power pole actually bled the system. We're going to do the same on the other side.
Alright guys, so the last step is going to be to pair the units. I have the controller that originally controlled my port side unit, and to program it, I'm going to press the program feature for 3 seconds on the top of the HPU unit, and then followed by up or down on my controller. Both of them should respond together after that. So I had the single beep, the power pole responded, gonna give it a second, both of them are flashing green, and they both respond and react together. That completes our video. Hey guys, if you like what you see, click the like button, subscribe, send it to your friends, let us know what else you want to see in the comments section below. Thanks again for watching BS Bassin.